Very good evening all. Welcome to daily answer writing program. Today we will discuss a very important question. Rather it is a rata question. Many times these questions are being asked. The only context changes. So today's question is, listen very carefully. Institutional quality is crucial driver of economic performance. In this context, suggest reforms in civil services for strengthening of democracy. It means what they want to say, they are not expecting from you only civil service reforms. They want that you should work on civil service reforms. You should work on civil service reforms which will help us improving institutional quality. And if we have good institutional quality, it will help us improving our economic performance. And if we are very good at economic front, it will ultimately lead to strengthening of democracy. This is the context. Why it happens that everyone feels that he or she has written very good answers and they do not get good marks in mains because they do not understand the context of the question. The question do not ask you about reforms in civil services. The question talks about reforms in civil services. Such reforms in civil services which will lead to improvement of institutional quality of civil services. And if these civil services institutional quality is improved, it will help us improving our economic performance. And good economic performance which will have wider benefits for entire society will lead to strengthening of our institutional democracy. So let's go towards the answer what it says. See, my dear friends, if you want to score very good answers, always remember that you have to understand context of the question and you have to structurize the question. So in this case, what is locus of the question? Strengthening of democracy is the locus of the question. Institutional quality or reforms is not locus. Strengthening of democracy is locus of the question and focus is reforms in civil services. But these reforms should not be general. We do not expect general reforms in civil service. We are expecting reforms in civil services which will help us to improve the institution of civil services. So what can be the introduction? Remember, this is a kind of flow. In introduction, you have to give that is first paragraph, that is introduction should show a linkage between these things. How reforms in civil services will help us in improvement of institutional quality. If we improve this institutional quality, it will help us speeding up of our economic performance. And if we are very good on economic front, people will be busy in economic activities. It will help us in strengthening of democracy. And why we want to strengthen democracy? Because our final democracy should be sustained. It should be vibrant. So it should be long term. It should be sustainable. If you understand this context, sky is the limit to score very good marks. So this is basic structure. Now let's go towards what are the reforms. I have given the list of entire reforms. No need to mug up all these reforms. The only thing, you have to choose only those reforms which are very important from the focus of our question. So what are the reforms? I will read out the reforms. Listen very carefully. There should be performance based appraisal system. Lateral entry should be promoted. Online examination should be promoted. There should be various digital initiatives. Then powers of the civil servants should be improved upon. Training and capacity building should be worked upon for the civil servants. There should be citizen-centric reforms in civil services. Not only governance, but civil services should be given citizen-centric reforms. There should be code of ethics for civil servants. Then e-governance initiative and service delivery system. There should be right-based approach which will increase accountability on the part of civil servants. Merit-based selection process of civil servants should be there. There should be rotational posting, specialization which is need of the time with increasing complexity, technicality, population. We need to work on increased specialization. There should be continuous performance evaluation of the civil servant. And lastly, transparency and whistleblower protection on the part of civil servant is the key to get a good, sustained, vibrant democracy. I am giving you almost 15 reforms. It means if you mug up these 15 reforms, you can write any answer related to civil service reforms. My dear friends, always remember you have to collect the data. You have to collect such a system where you should have a lot of data which you can use as per the requirement of the question. Now in this case, What could be the conclusion? Some few reforms are remaining. Citizen feedback mechanism should be there. There should be leadership development program on the part of civil service. Then collaboration with external experts is part which is very, very important. Digital literacy training, community engagement initiative which reduces the bureaucratization of bureaucracy. Then ethics and value education, diverse and inclusive recruitment should be worked upon. We should have civil servants from all walks of the life. Decentralized decision making should be encouraged, and streamlined bureaucracy is the most important part for our answers. So these are the reforms. What can be the conclusion? In conclusion, you have to write about how institutional quality can be improved with reforms in civil service. Remember, we have to write how reforms in civil services will lead to improvement in institutional quality, and how this improved institutional quality and economic performance will help us in strengthening and sustaining of our democracy. So remember this part. Whenever you are writing answer, your answer should be very crystal clear in your understanding. So that's all from my side. Keep watching these questions, keep sharing with your friends. We'll be coming with more number of questions. Till then, have a good day. Thank you.